Happy Magic Monday, Collective Consciousness. This is Virgo Queen, your transformation coach, here to guide you on the Practical Magic podcast for the weekly cosmic forecast for October 29th to November 4th. As you know, I love to use the tools of astrology, tarot, sound healing, and ritual to connect my clients back to their magic. And here to really cultivate a place of belonging and safety in our lives. So when we remember our magic, we remember that we were born with some of the most ancient wisdom held in every single cell within our soul and within our right to exist here on this beautiful planet of heaven and earth. Now, I'd like to begin this week with looking at the moon cycles. Now, often people are gravitated towards looking at their sun horoscopes, which do reveal some very useful information. But yet, I really like to look at the moon. And I work with the moon in many ways. First, it was when I started my own transformation journey, doing my new and full moon rituals has led me to a life of living magic. And I also like to look at, how we're affected on a weekly, daily, hourly basis. But for this podcast, I look at the weekly moon cycles. Why do we look to the moon? The moon represents the deep feminine, but it also represents our emotional world, how we actually feel. And often the horoscopes are about personality or things outside of us. But how we relate to the world is through the moon. So when we understand the current moon cycles and how our natal chart will interact with it, well, we can stop take things so personally all the time and just, wow, the moon is moving through me in this way. How can I honor it? So we begin this Magic Monday with a Cancer moon. By Tuesday, we'll enter into a Leo moon until Thursday. And Thursday evening, we will have Virgo for the weekend. Now, I am Virgo Queen, and as much as I look forward to being in Virgo energy, it's also a really profound time to look at. Because when Virgo doesn't feel good, or out of alignment with her truth, she can become critical and judgmental, mostly of herself, but then she'll project it onto the ones that she loves. It's because she just wants everyone to be in alignment with what makes them feel good. And often, the sabotager archetype or all these other things, especially in this Venus retrograde cycle, were really activated by our addictions. And, addictions can even just be like thought patterns, how you're continually choosing to see the world. It could also be watching too much TV, drinking too much, eating too much sugar. But when we get to the root of why are we doing these things? The first step is always to have awareness about them, but then get into the root cause, which will lead to your ancestral lineage, which, my dears, speaking of, we are celebrating one of our most favorite holidays, which is, to some, it's known as Halloween. For the rest, it's known as Samhain. This is the time when we honor our ancestors. So this Magic Monday is Cancer Moon, and this is where we're looking at how do I create more nurture, self-love, and emotional boundaries. And often, again, what I was saying earlier about this Venus retrograde aspect, these addictions or these thought patterns are part of our ancestral belonging. And what is it that we need to do in order to transform that? We're not here to live the same story as anybody else but our own. And so that Cancer moon looks at, where is the karma that we're holding on to? Where is the pain? Where is the lack? And giving it a name. When you're capable of naming something, that gives back your power. When you name, I'm not actually afraid, I am in a place of confusion because I don't know which way to go. All right, naming that you're in a place of confusion helps give yourself the power through awareness. So this Cancer is looking at where is it that I need to find healing in my life, and where did this come from? So often, since most people don't have a elaborate family tree history, you can also look and go into past life regressions, go into hypnotherapy, or even just going into a really deep shamanic journey and asking your guides and guardians, how do I heal this inside of me? Then we're wanting to come out by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we will be roaring with the lioness of our own hearts. And this is all about expressing the heart's desire, how to shine your light. And our light is what we want to give the world. If it's your words, your actions, your talents, your drawing, your art. Leo is all about being the artist, about being the creator of your own reality. Leo is also seen as the magician in in any major arcana. And the magician always has one hand above and one hand below. So it's constantly going up to the cosmos, to the collective consciousness, and seeing what is thou, my soul, need to create, and it brings it down into the physical body in order to be manifested. This is what we're learning again on how to do. And so this Wednesday, you will have a fiery, courageous heart energy that wants to really honor your ancestors, honor all that you have cultivated. This is also a time of your own harvesting, and to take time. And there's so many different Samhain types of rituals. You can do solo rituals, you can do small gatherings, you can do large epic gatherings. It just depends on how big you want to express your gratitude and love for this world. And as you can hear, the ancestors are already knocking on my windows, and pay no attention. They're just here to listen in. Now, again, by this weekend, we'll have a Virgo moon. And this is a time to really just integrate Samhain's healing, Samhain's remedies, and find a new practice for communicating with your body. Often, why we do too much is because we're just not listening. So find ways to listen to the body and what it needs for the rest of this weekend. Now, I like to then go to my tarot cards, my beautiful Mother Peace Tarot. And the first card represents the overall energy of the week, which is Ace of Discs. Aces are always about gifts. Discs is about the physical body, our work life, and this shows that there is new work coming in. And it's time to really allow any gifts, any opportunities, any new projects, new clients, to say yes to this. This is the time to say yes to your creative talents, to really stepping into your potential. Now, again, it's also a time to celebrate, and perhaps the ancestors will also be gifting you a new way to practice, a new way to honor them. And so just be open to what the messages of your soul are whispering to you at this time. Now, I'm curious because the conflict for the week is Four of Wands, which is about ritual, which is about celebrating, gathering, and enjoying each other. Now, this feels in conflict because perhaps there is not enough time, that perhaps there's so much work and so many things to do that the need and desire for ritual is not its most important. So perhaps taking time for ritual and for celebration. I know it can be busy, but we must take time to celebrate life. Gaia gave us life so that we can live it. Now, the end of the week, so the outcome to this week is reverse star. The star is the goddess, star is healing, star is about really honoring the divine feminine. And when this card is reversed, it often shows that there's like a suppression of the feminine, that there's kind of this denial, like instead of allowing others to help you, you just help yourself and not allow the divine to participate, to co-create with you. And I have to say, sometimes Virgo gets in this energy. It's like, well, if no one knows how to take care of me, I'll take care of myself. And this is actually not allowing feminine energy to move into your life. So it's really time to honor the feminine, to honor the moments when you don't feel full, when you feel empty, when you feel lack, when you feel as if you're the only one that wants to live this life that you're trying to create. And often it's because we have an idea of what that looks like, an idea. And again, that Virgo is really about like wanting to live this righteous path, not in the sense of, just wanting to be in total honor of nature. And in our modern life, it has become very difficult to always adhere to this lifestyle. And so when we just allow ourselves to be sad or allow ourselves to feel defeat and angst, usually when we go through those emotions and feelings, it can really just have access to them. And once we have access to them, then we can kind of move through it and see to the other side. So, and sometimes this card also represents that the goddess is so deep within you that it's an internal awakening of the goddess. So there's really two ways, a crossroads, if you will, at how you really relate to the divine feminine and how you allow her in your everyday life. Now, the goddess that will help guide us during this week is Bridget. And she says, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. First, be quite clear about your intentions. If you're unclear, then confusion will lessen your power and force. Like a candle in the dark, be very clear and bright in what is acceptable to you in this situation. Make no mistake, I will guide and protect you. And yet, think of the unparalleled rise in your own viewpoint if you are to stand up for yourself and speak up about your needs and your deepest truth. Now is the time to touch your power, for its heat and flame will ignite your passion, which will propel you forward in countless ways, even in the face of fear. You can still stand up for your ideals and your truth. Be unwavering and make your stand today. Thank you, dear Bridget. She will be someone that I will be honoring in my ancestral ritual and my altar this week. And before we go, I wanted to give you a little everyday magic with my unicorn magic card deck. And this is a everyday habit for you to instill in your life so that you can be constantly alive and present to the magic within you. And the card for this week is discernment. all is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. Now, dear ones, we are in a time of great transformation. And as you know, I love doing my weekly weather forecast for all of you. And I currently have opened up a monthly moon membership where together we will look personally into your natal chart and transit chart and see how each lunar event, each new moon and full moon will affect you. And together we will create a ritual for you during that time. 45 euros a month. You get 2 30-minute sessions with me a month. I give you my time, which is the most precious. And it's all about you. It's all about how life, how the cosmos is personally affecting you, how we can look at your soul's journey here on earth and how you want to evolve. And working with the moon, I have to say, is the most transformational tool that we can all access. I call this the inner revolution, that once we really commit to transforming and we can be part of this next revolution, which is about being and belonging to this world once again as Gaia's children. Now, if you'd like to learn more, you can check out my website at www.inner-stories.com. You can email me at innerdories@gmail.com. And until then, be brave, dear hearts, for we enter a time of great transformation, and trust that I am just a message away. Until then, blessed, blessed, blessed be.